What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleazebomb. Today, we're going to be going over my 8 smash starts. I usually do this late in the week, but remember, I said this in my waiver wire video, guys. I will be out of town Friday. Mom's 60th birthday. We're taking the whole family to Vegas. So my only live show will be on Thursday this week for all the stardom sit-ems, and I'll try and get all of my content out before Thursday. So this will be 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. And I think they could crack 20 points this week with a touchdown. Obviously, tight ends a little harder because that position doesn't put up enough points. But before we dive into it, guys, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you guys have shown me. The live show was absolutely cracking last Sunday. First time I've ever hit 50 likes, 60 views. I mean, you guys are showing insane support. If you guys haven't checked out the Discord, it will be pinned in the comments. It will also be in the description of the video. The Guys FF, where me and Big Draft Energy, my partner, cover every single thing fantasy football you guys need, literally across the board. Dynasty values, trade values, roster reconstruction, trades to make, start sits, everything like that. And we also drop our pick'ems and DFS in there, and we're 3 for 3 on our absolute locks of the week so far through 3 weeks. We use drafters.com. If you guys have not signed up, make sure you use promo code SLEAZE. It will double your initial deposit up to $100. And you can do pick'ems, DFS drafts, best ball with us, everything like that. We all run it through drafters. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you sign up using code SLEAZE on that. And let's take a look at my top 8 smash starts, 2 per position heading into week 4. And I'm going to give you a bonus player at the end that you're probably starting either way, but it's going to be an absolute smash. Starting off with number 1, it is going to be Jordan Love going up against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys defense, man, we will get to them here once we run to the Jordan Love stats. They are just getting absolutely crushed. And they lost CeeDee Lamb for 4 to 6 weeks here with a high ankle sprain, so their offense will be even more stagnant. So more opportunities for the opposing teams for sure. This game is a 47.5 over under. Green Bay is favored by 6.5. And I had Jordan Love as a start last week against Cleveland because they stopped the run immaculately, and that defense showed up and showed out. I didn't have him as a smash start. I had Caleb Williams and Danny Dimes as smash starts. Those both were actually good hits there. But I did say on stream to start Jordan Love, so I'm being transparent. He absolutely did not show out like I thought he would. But this is going to be the week where he does, okay? So on the season, 78 pass attempts, number 24. You'd like to see that number come up. Pass completion is 53. You'd like to see that come up as well, number 25. Still 663 passing yards. Completion percentage 67.9, number 11. 5 TDs, 1 picks, making good decisions with the ball. Seeing some rushing ability from him this year more than last year because he was hampered with the injury all last year in Brazil in week 1. 10 attempts, 34 yards. You like to see that. Throwing the deep ball like crazy, 11 times, number 4 in the NFL, and his QBR is still top 10 at 66.2. Now, when you're looking at this Cowboys game here, guys, I mean, the Cowboys defense just last week alone gave up 54.4 points to the wide receiver position alone, and that's Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. That's why I had Caleb Williams as a smash start. And now if you're looking at it just on the season alone, Dallas Cowboys ranked dead last versus the wide receiver. This is going to be a game where you get Matthew Golden and the deep bomb going. And Matthew Golden looked good last week as well. Got a little more rep in the game there. You're going to get Romeo Doubs. You're going to get Wicks. You're going to get Josh Jacobs. Packers are going to throttle this game. This is the Micah Parsons revenge game in Dallas too. I am all in on Jordan Love this week, and he's going to be a top 5 quarterback smash play for me. Number 2, and here we are again, man. It is going to be Caleb Williams, and they've got the Ben Johnson swag going after last week versus, we just talked about the Dallas Cowboys, where they absolutely just throttled them. Touchdown to Rome Odunze, touchdown to DJ Moore, touchdown to Burden, touchdown to Kmet. And you've got, Colston Loveland down as well, who he could play this week. But you got to look at these numbers, man. Pass attempts, 93, 17th. Pass completions, 59. That's 18th. Passing yards, he's broke into the top 10, 715. Completion percentage went up. It was 59% before, so that's a good sign. 63.4%. That's number 21. 7 teeters, 1 pick. Taking care of the ball, that is what you want. And you've seen his rushing ability. This is an extra dual threat added on to how good this guy's going to be in fantasy this year. And I'm going to say it right now. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback for the rest of the season here, guys. Rushing TDs 1, deep balls 13, number 4, chucking it deep to Rome, to Burden. You got to love the Ben Johnson drawn up plays. And his QBR just went up from 20 to number 9 in 1 week. That's how good that 4 touchdown performance was. Now, when When you look at the Chicago Bears going up against Las Vegas Raiders, what is the Raiders' strength on defense? Their strength is versus the run. Versus the pass last week alone, versus the Commanders led by Marcus Mariota, they gave up 41.2 points to the wide receiver. That was 5th worst on the week. 14 receptions, 164 yards, and a touchdown just to the wide receiver position. You have to love Caleb Williams this week again. He was a smash last week, and he's going to be a smash this week again. Heading over to the running back side, and he has been a struggle bus, which is what I kind of predicted heading into the season besides week 1, right? I had to throw my little apology because he smashed in week 1. And I like to show what I'm wrong or what I'm right, but I was out on Breece Hall all year long at value, and it's starting to fade. So week 1, he gets 16 points, and he gets 5 points, and he gets 9 points. The snap share is not even above 65% on the year, but we're getting the bounce back matchup of all matchups for Breece Hall this week on Monday Night Football versus the Miami Dolphins. And dude, it's part of a doubleheader. And the spread's 45 and a half. Miami's favored by 2.5, which is wild to me. Both these teams are 0-3. This is a do or die game here. And when you look at this matchup now, let's look at Breece Hall's numbers first, and we'll talk about how bad this Miami run D is. So he's got 38 attempts, number 22 there. You like to see that go up. Yards, 157, number 18, not great there. Yards per carry, 4.13, about average. 0 touchdowns on the ground, 8 receptions, 78 yards. Hasn't even found the end zone yet this year, but that's going to change this week. Snap share, 61.3%. Like I said, not even above 65. That's at least, low-end RB1 snap shares. He's not getting that yet. But target share, this is where he thrives, 16.9. That's number 6 for running backs in the NFL. Now, guys, this Miami Dolphins defense can't stop anything. On the season, they are dead last versus the running back, giving up 37 points per game to the running back position. Hear that out loud. 37 points per game to the running back position. Now just go back to last week alone versus Buffalo. James Cook cooked him for 22-23. Going off the top of my head, Ray Davis got a couple carries. Ty Johnson got a couple carries. The games get out of hand. This is going to be a game where the Jets need to lean on Breece Hall if they want to at least try and save their season with one win here. And I love Breece Hall for 20-plus points and a TD this week at Miami. How can you not? This team is terrible defensively. Number 4, running back number 2, and it's time to lock in Trey Benson as a smash start this week. It's going to be off a short week. You're going to be at home with Seattle coming in. Both teams 2-1. Big NFC West division rival here. 43.5 over under. Seattle's favored by 1.5. Now, why you got to love Trey Benson here? Well, again, we'll look at his stats first, and these are all limited snaps, right? So you got to remember that as well, because James Conner's been the guy. Trey Benson's been the spell, 3 down back, kind of see some carries here and there running back on the season, right? So when you're looking at these numbers, he played 33% of snaps in week 1, 44 in week 2, and then, of course, Conner goes down. He plays 61 in week 3. Now, 21 attempts, 125 yards, 5.95 yards per carry. He's broken a 50-yarder, broken a 30-yarder. You can see the explosion finally coming for him that wasn't there in his rookie season at all. Now, 8 receptions, 45 receiving yards. Again, these are all limited numbers. And he's had 6 targets and 4 targets in back-to-back games because he plays the third down role. Now, you get the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you're going to look at Seattle in week 3 and be like, oh, man, their defense is lights out. They played really good versus the run. Dude, they played who? Right? They played the New Orleans Saints. The game was over before it even started. Just like I said on every single video last week, that the Seattle Seahawks are going to beat them by freaking 20, 30 plus. They're going to blow them out of the water. Exactly what happened. I told you to pick up Seattle's defense early in the week too as well. That's why you smash that subscription and turn that bell on so you get the plays that are ahead. Being ahead is everything. Now, so last week you look at it, right? They only gave up 12 points, right? But there was garbage time in that game galore. It was very ugly. But what you have to look at is on the season. So Seattle at running back before the game that they just played on the season, they were giving up the 3rd most points to the running back at 28 points per game. So obviously the Saints is going to average that out, bring it back lower because you played the Saints. But that's not what you have to look at. You have to look at when they play teams that are going to be in the game more often than not. And this is going to be a game where I think they're in the game more often than not. They've given up 211 yards the 2 weeks before. That's 100-plus yards for a running back. Trey Benson is maybe going to get spelled by DeMercado for, 15, 20% of these touches. He's going to be the bell cow back, and I'm calling a touchdown and a 20-plus smash point game here for Trey Benson in week 4. Number 5, heading over to the wide receiver, and if I like Caleb as a smash quarterback, I'm going to love Rome Odunze as the smash wide receiver to go with it. Again, they're heading into the Oakland Raiders, 47.5 over under. Raiders favored by 1.5. Bonkers to me. I'm taking the Bears and the points all day in this one. And when you're looking at it, again, we talked about the Las Vegas Raiders and how bad they are versus the quarterback. And we talked about their week 3 status, and we talked about overall. Now you got to look at how bad they've been versus the wide receiver, which is even worse. I mean, this is the last week they gave up 41.2 points to the wide receiver. I mean, this is going to be a Rome Odunze, and that was against, like we talked about, that was against freaking Marcus Mariota. Now you got Rome Odunze, now you got DJ Moore, now you got Luther Burden, who's breaking out finally. Thank God, good to see my guy out there. I've been pumping him up all year long. Caleb Williams clicking with the system. Oh my goodness, if this system starts to hit like it just did. I know you played the Cowboys, so that defense is terrible, so it looks like it's going to be phenomenal across the board because everyone smashes the Cowboys. But you got to look at Ben Johnson and his coaching career. Once this thing starts to click, this could be lights out for the Chicago Bears offense for the rest of the season. They just had a little slow start, little hitch in the giddy up, but it looks like they're about to just take off full force here. And look at Rome Odunze's numbers, man. 27 targets, top 10, number 8. Receptions, 16, top 10, number 9. Receiving yards, 227, number 9. That didn't get any rush yards yet, but last year he did have a couple, I think 3 carries for like 15 yards, but he was playing limited. Receiving touchdowns, number 1 in the NFL with 4. Target share, number 12, 28%. That's exactly what you want for a wide receiver 1. Snap share, 97%. That's exactly what you want for a wide receiver 1. And he's number 2 overall wide receiver in points. There's no way you're sitting this guy. It's an absolute smash start, and I think this may be the last time that he even makes my smash start list because he's just starting to ball out to a must start every single week at this point. Number 6, wide receiver number 2, and yep, we are here, folks. I have to take the bullet here. I said I don't think he's going to do it again in week 3, and this is he's becoming a problem for defenses. He's becoming a problem. He's becoming the number 1 go-to guy. Dude, Lab McConkey is like the wide receiver 3 for the Chargers that you drafted in the 2nd round, which we told you not to at the beginning of the year, but we didn't tell you that because of Quentin Johnston. That's for damn sure. I mean, look at this guy's numbers. And he's giving you your 1st round product that he was at a TCU, 3rd-year breakout, 24 targets, number 17, 14 receptions, number 20, 107 receiving yards. I believe that's higher. That's a wrong statistic there. Sorry, that's 239 receiving yards, no rushing yards. I messed up the graphic. 3 TDs, which is number 2. Target share 22%, which is number 30. Snap share percent 81.5, which is number 45, and points 55.7. He's number 7 in the NFL at wide receiver right now. And guys, look at this: 82% snaps, 76% snaps, 87% snaps, 10 targets last game. Arondé Gadsden had 7 targets last game. I mean, the Chargers offense, you saw Marion Hampton get a little breakout. Najee Harris went down. He's going to be a league winner, kind of like I said, but I didn't say it for the Najee injury. I said it on the second half of the season, but we're early on that. And now this guy's the home run hitter. You get the New York Giants, 0-3. Who knows if they throw out Jackson Dart, 44.5. I'm taking the Chargers to cover 6.5 in this game. The Giants are absolutely terrible. And when you look at the Giants defense, this is the beautiful part. The Giants versus the wide receiver right now, just alone in week 3. Let's go last week. To Kansas City, who didn't have Xavier Worthy, didn't have Rashee Rice. Their running game was putrid. They gave up 36.9 points to the Chiefs, and Tyquan Thornton had another touchdown last night. They could have went in, could have been 45 points. I mean, this defense can't stop the pass. They're on the field so much because their offense doesn't move the ball. This defense gets tired. And on the season, guys, they're number 4 worst versus the wide receiver, giving up 56 points a game. This is what you want. This is going to be a wheels up Justin Herbert, Quentin Johnston, Lab McConkey, Keenan Allen. I mean, maybe you get a Rondé Gadsden in there who broke out a little bit. It's going to be lights out, and Quentin Johnston is now a must-start wide receiver, and I apologize for week 3 because I did not think he'd do it again, and it looks like the consistency is here. It takes me about 3-4 games consistency to fall into it because this guy's been a trap. He's done this last year, and then he falls off. He's done it the year before, then he falls off. 3 games in a row, we got to ride the lightning, baby. Bolt up Quentin Johnston. Heading over the tight ends, player number 7, Jake Silky Smooth Ferguson. And I talked about this all year long. Obviously, the situation changes now. I love Jake Ferguson coming in because I know that Dak loves his tight end, and I thought he was one of the best values in redraft you could get. Now it's even proven to be better because you have CeeDee Lamb out for 4 to 6 weeks with the high ankle sprain. And you saw last week alone, he got 14 targets last night versus Chicago, or yesterday versus Chicago. He had 12 targets the game before that versus the New York Giants, even with CeeDee Lamb out there. So, yes, you could say CeeDee Lamb is going to bring his volume up. Of course it is. But this guy was still getting 12 targets besides that. This is Dak's go-to guy. And now that CeeDee Lamb's out, he is a must-start tight end for the whole time that he's out. And he's probably still going to be a tight end even when CeeDee Lamb comes back to ramp up. Now, 18 targets, number 2, 14 receptions, 101 yards, hasn't found the end zone yet. So, temper that one. Sorry, he has 178 yards. That's the wrong one, by the way. And snap share, 21.2%, number 6. Or 74.5%, number 20, target share 21.2, route participation 80%. These are all tight end one numbers. This is exactly what you want from your tight end. And let me get those yards back because I think I messed it up. It is 177 on the yards. He still hasn't found the end zone yet, but he leads the NFL in targets, leads the NFL in receptions. This is going to be wheels up for Jake Ferguson for the rest of time here. And in the matchup you're going to get right now, you got to look at the Cowboys are going against the Green Bay Packers. And I talked about this last week with the Browns and Fannin and Njoku. There's only one real weak spot to this the Packers defense, and it is the tight end position, guys. So if you look at what they did, the last 3 weeks, right? Let's go week 3. Let's just go last week to look at it, right? And this is versus the Cleveland Browns, okay? So when you're looking at it, you got to realize that Fannin and Njoku both put up 12, 13 fantasy points combined. Packers before that were getting up 18 points a game to the position. They gave up 14.5 to the Cleveland Browns last week. Now, when you're looking at the whole season here, the Green Bay Packers are bottom 10. They've been giving up 18.5 points per game. Now, when CeeDee Lamb is out, he's going to see another 10-plus target game here. They're heavy underdogs. The pass volume is going to be lights out. You don't run against Green Bay. I guess Quinshon Judkins did, which was crazy, but that game was a grunge game, possession. I don't think that's going to happen here in this game. I think the Cowboys are going to be trailing heavy, and I think Jake Ferguson will see 12-plus targets again. Must start tight end as long as CeeDee Lamb is out. Last but not least, player number 8, tight end number 2, Hunter frickin' Henry, man. The tight end 3 overall, Drake May's security blanket. And they're 1 and 2. They've got the Carolina Panthers coming into Foxborough, 43.5 over under, and New England is favored by 5.5. And I still can't believe the Panthers just beat the Falcons 30-0. Absolutely aberration, crazy game last week there. Now you got to look at Hunter Henry here. 22 targets, 13 receptions, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21% target share. That's exactly what you want. That's tight end one numbers. 85% snap share. That's tight end one numbers. And 41.5 points. That's number 3 tight end overall. Obviously, he had his monster week last week, right? But you got to look at the matchup moving ahead here. You got to look at the Carolina Panthers. Where did the Carolina Panthers struggle besides the run game? And I can't believe they held the Falcons last week either with their run game. But they do struggle versus the run game and versus the tight end. They only gave up 8.4 points to the Falcons last week, which is their best outing versus the tight end, of course. But again, I'm throwing that game out. I don't know what the hell the Falcons were doing, what Michael Penix was doing. It was absolutely atrocious. 2 games before that, the Carolina Panthers were giving up 20.3 points to the tight end position, which is second worst in the NFL. 123 yards and 10 receptions. That's about 60-plus yards and 5 receptions a game. Hunter Henry riding the lightning here. You have to like the smash start here at home. He's probably going to get 7 to 8 targets, touchdown upside, another 20-point possibility. Drake May's been looking at him, and they've been fumbling in the running back game. Ramondre Stevenson fumbled twice. They brought in Gibson. He fumbled once. Then Travion Henderson comes in, who I hope they let Travion loose, which could open up maybe a little more in the boxes for Hunter Henry as well. And Stephon Diggs getting ramped up a little bit. You'll see him get more snap shares here, which will help Hunter Henry more as well. I mean, Hunter Henry is an absolute start as a top 10 tight end for the rest of the season, in my opinion. I think he's going to absolutely smash this week against Carolina. Bang. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the video. That is my 8 smash starts, 2 per position in week 4. Remember, I told you I'd give you a bonus either way that I think you're probably starting either way with the injury, and that is going to be a Mecca Egg Buka. And we've got Mike Evans, who says 1 to 2 week injury as of right now with the hammy, which is something that Big Draft Energy, my partner, alluded to in the beginning of the year. He's like, if you draft Mike Evans, he's got hammy problems. He's getting older. Should pay attention to it. And they get the Philadelphia Eagles that just gave up 40 points to the Rams wide receivers. Baker Mayfield's on a heater. Get a Mecca Egg Buka in your lineups. And we don't even know if Chris Godwin will be out there. Now, before we head out, guys, that's a little bonus play for you. Make sure you tap that like and subscribe. I can't thank you guys enough again for all the support. It's been absolutely amazing. If you guys want to check out the Guys FF Discord where we talk 24/7 fantasy football off stream, cover every single aspect, make sure you check it out. It's pinned in the comments and in the description. And if you guys want to do pick'ems, DFS, want to do drafts with us, everything like that, our sponsor is Drafters. Make sure you sign up using promo code SLEAZE. It will match your initial deposit up to $100, and you can get in the pick'ems with us, everything we do. And we're absolutely on fire right now. And my next video, guys, is going to be my sleepers. And remember, these are me doing it early because I'm heading out of town Friday. So I have to smash out everything I can for you guys so it's out there before Thursday. And that's it for me, man. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Sleazebomb out.